Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stampin' Up with Jaimie. This is my Wednesday night Facebook Live video that I do. If you're catching this on YouTube, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Tonight, I'm going to be showcasing a brand new suite from the 2019-2020 Stampin' Up annual catalog. This is brand new product. I literally just got it today. It's hot off the press. Newer and fresher, it doesn't come. So I'm super excited to share what I've whipped up for you guys tonight. I'm just going to get it running on my computer here so I can follow along with comments. Looks like there's people on and it's working. There we go. Hi Terry, Amy, Karen, good evening. How's everyone? Is everyone well? So my product purchase premiere came literally today. And I had a whole other card that I was going to be making using still new product. It was going to use the, I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. Anyways, but my Mr. UPS dropped this off at about 11 o'clock this afternoon. And I tore open my box. I quick did an unboxing video. And then I was like, forget this. I have to use the Magnolia suite. And so I'm not making all of these tonight, but I was very busy. I started off with this card here. And, well, okay, let me slow down. These are the 4 cards that I made. Let me show you what's in the suite and what I was working with, okay? Although I already put the paper away. I can go grab it though. The stamp set that I used, it's all from the Magnolia Lane suite. It includes the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set here, which has this gigantic magnolia, some really beautiful scripted sentiments. It's a double stamp. So the other one looks like this. It's got kind of a budded magnolia there, this beautiful like design, and some other great sentiments. Okay, it can be bundled with the Magnolia memory dies, and they look like this. Beautiful. You're in the middle of surgery. Oh my goodness, Karen. By rights, you missed that video. I didn't do a Facebook Live. It was just a video, so it didn't get put on my Facebook page until after. But these are the matching dies. These has a couple of leaves. This guy here, you can kind of make a 3D flower with it. This we're going to use tonight, and some other great die cuts. Now, I didn't grab the paper. Let me just go, hold on. Let me just grab it because you're going to want to see it. It was definitely my inspiration. Hold on. Okay. It's already been chopped and cut and loved on. So let's see if I can find the full sheets here. Okay, so this is the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper. It starts off, well, we'll start from the back. It has that guy, and then that one, this one, this one, this one. And then when you flip it over, that's what you get. Some more stripes and more florals. Kind of a basic black floral, a whisper white floral, another whisper white one. They're kind of similar. This one's definitely like more zoomed out. That one and that one. The coordinating colors are basic black, early espresso, mossy meadow, petal pink, so saffron, and whisper white. So I started working with them, and I first made this card. This was actually going to be the card I did tonight for you guys. And I really let the Magnolia print here kind of steal the show. This beautiful stitched die cut comes from the Stitched Nested Labels dies. It's kind of a tongue twister. But, and I've already been using them a lot. There's these beautiful things. If you're familiar with the rectangle dies, they work the same way. So they emboss the cut image as well as the paper that you're cutting it from. I hope that makes sense. So like double stitches almost. So that's how I did that there. And I'm just using some of the variegated ribbon that's in the Occasions catalog right now. I thought it kind of worked really well with it. Very soft and feminine. It is going to be retiring. So I would highly recommend I checked right before I went live and it was still available. Hopefully it is by the time you're catching this video. But you're definitely going to want to get this ribbon because it pairs beautifully with the suite. So that was the first one I made. And then I was like, oh, I got to cut up this paper. It's so beautiful. So then I made this guy, and this one came together so quickly. Hi, Roz. I know the paper and the dies are so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. That's a tongue twister. So this one is all about that paper. I just love how the basic black in the background just pops it so beautifully. I use those same die cuts there. I added a little silver thread behind and a few mossy meadow leaves just to add a little extra touch to it. So I made that one, then I made that one. Then I was like, let's just keep going. I was really on a roll. So then I made this guy. He's kind of like the simpler out of the four. I did some background stamping and that big magnolia in the background here. Again, use that stitched, nested labels dies and use the same variegated ribbon. Now, for the card that I'm making tonight, it was my very last card I made. And I wanted to play around with this guy, okay? This guy cuts an edge, the scalloped edge, and does like a slight embossing right underneath it. So that's how I came up with this card, which is the one I'm going to be making for you tonight. So, and it's kind of, I don't know, is that considered a fancy fold? It's a different fold. I don't know if it's too fancy, but it's kind of a different fold. Hi, Amy from South Carolina. Thanks for watching. And so I'm going to walk you through how I made this card. And it's very hard to see for sure for you guys. But there is like an embossed line that just follows that same edge that it cut out to begin with. Okay? You love the edgelets even though we are calling them dies now. I know. It's gonna be a little while to get used to the new the wording and the lingo. It's gonna take a little bit of an adjustment. Hopefully I don't completely put my foot in my mouth tonight. Okay. So let's start with a piece of petal pink cardstock. I started with the regular 4 1/4 by what is it? 4 1/4 by I think it's 11. And I just trimmed down the one size. So this is, the whole thing is 4 1/4 by 9 3/4. And then I have it scored at 4 1/4 from that one side. Does that make sense? So it's 4 1/4 this way by 9 3/4 this way. And then the one side in is 4 1/4. So that we get that little lip. That little overhang. Oh, thanks, Linda. And Linda. Hi there. Thanks for joining me tonight. Next, I cut a panel of Whisper White. This is 4 1/4 this way. And I started off with 4 1/4 by 5. So this was a little longer. And I took that one oh, see, I almost said it. That one die cut. And what you're going to want to do, here, I'm going to use one that it's already done, but just so you get an idea. And you're going to put the flat side up against the very end of your card and then run it through. If you do it this way, you'll end up with just this little piece on the end. It'll literally cut out that much of it. If you want the majority of it still there, you have to butt up the flat side of the die cut to the end of your cardstock. I hope that makes sense. I did it wrong earlier. That's how come I know what not to do. Okay, so first we're going to start off with, oh, you know what? I didn't mount any of my stamps. Oh, geesh. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I don't have anything mounted on a block. I'm slacking over here. So let's do the sentiment first. I'm using the not only for what you do, but for being someone so special. And it's meant to coordinate with the, where is it? The thanks. Down here. And then the thinking of you over here kind of coordinates with the journey of life is best shared with a friend. We'll get through this together. So just this nice sentiment, you know, really lovely. So where's my block? I just took it. There it is. And we're going to do lots of, not lots, yeah. We're going to heat emboss twice. You know what, while I'm at it, I'm just going to get my thanks on a block as well. That way we're all set to go. Let's use the bigger one. So we're going to need an embossing buddy, some white embossing powder. It's so hard to open that without having the powder go flying everywhere. A heat tool, which is right here, and some Versamark ink. Okay, so let's first wipe our basic black with our embossing buddy. You've seen me do this a lot, so you know my little tricks of the trade. I always kind of wipe the embossing buddy on my hand a little bit first. Sounds kind of silly, but it's just to get like the bulk of it off. Sometimes if you just take it out of the packaging and start wiping your cardstock, like a whole bunch of it comes out and it will like stain your cardstock a little bit, discolor it ever so slightly. But you're definitely going to want to use it because it gets rid of all the static. We want the embossing powder just to stick where the ink is and not any other static that might be on the cardstock. So I'm going to scooch it down a little bit so I can try and get this straight. Straight and center is what we're aiming for. Now all this product, the new product, stamp sets, and DSP, will all be available as of June 4th in the 2019-2020 occasion. Oh, goodness glory. 2019-2020 annual catalog, Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. If you have a demonstrator that you currently order from, I'm assuming they'll give you a catalog. If you do not have a demonstrator you currently order from, shoot me a message with your address. Please don't forget to put your address. I've had it happen to me twice now where people have requested catalogs for me and they don't give me their address. I can't send it unless I have an address. But I would love to pop one in the mail for you. I'll be ordering them and getting them mid-May, and I'll send it out just as soon as I get them in for you. Okay, so I sprinkled that with white embossing powder. I'm just going to take my heat tool here and heat it until it goes from a powder to a gloss. That's how we know it's done. Don't overheat or you will burn the paper. I've done it before. And I just check for a gloss. As long as everything's glossy, we're good to go. And I think we are. Okie dokies. So I'm going to take, I can feel some powder on my workstation. I'm going to take my Whisper White here, and I'm going to put my sentiment across. Because I'm going to stamp all around the sentiment these kind of budded, more tight magnolia flowers. But I want to know where to put them. I don't want to, I kind of want to have some control over where it's going. So I'm just going to take a pencil and do a little line in the middle on one side, a little line on the other side. So I kind of have a gauge. Hi, Lori from Minnesota. How are you tonight? Okay. I gotta get the blossom here. Whew, that would be bad. So I'm going to take this guy here. And I also took the little leaf, this guy here, as kind of like a little filler. If I had a spot that was too small for the flower and yet it was it needed a filler. And I'm going to just use my Memento black ink. Hi from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. How are you tonight? How exciting. I have some really good friends that are from Puerto Rico. Except I can't understand your Spanish for the life of me. I always tease with her that I speak Spanish, but I can nearly impossible for me to understand Puerto Ricans. Okay, so we're going to take this flower here, and I'm going to work on just like the top part first, and then I'm going to flip it and then do the other side. Okay, and I just re-inked my Memento black here, so we should be good to go. And really, there's no rhyme or reason except I want to create interest. So I'm going to stamp some a little higher and some a little lower, some kind of to the one side. And again, keeping in mind where my line is there, because I want to not go too far over it. If I go too far over it, then you're not going to see the images that I'm stamping. So see that one, I kind of went left with it. This one, I kind of went right with it. Nice sunny weather. Nice. That's awesome. And I'm going to have a leaf kind of hanging out that way. I want, let's see. I think I can kind of, well, let's do the leaf first. Again, there's really no, oh, they're all going that way. Oh no, this guy, this go this way. No rhyme or reason to how I'm stamping. You don't even necessarily need that leaf per se, except he kind of fits in the tighter spots where my Magnolia flower doesn't. So, sorry, I'm kind of following along with my example because I kind of liked how it came out. No sense in reinventing the wheel. That one went that way. We have one going that way and that way. And then we're going to have him, let's see, how about a little bit higher? Like so. I can squeeze another one in over here, maybe like that. And one more leaf. And then I'm going to take an extra piece of Whisper White, which I have somewhere, right here. And I'm going to just do 2 more. These are the ones I'm going to color in and kind of add. Some of them I left just black and white. And other of them, 2 of them I colored, and I don't know, maybe you couldn't tell, but I kind of propped them up with dimensionals underneath. So just the 2 I colored. So I'm just going to come in and erase my pencil. The sentiment is pretty much going to cover it, but I was afraid that if I didn't cover it perfectly, then you would be able to see it. I'm not going too technical because I don't want to smudge the memento, but let me get rid of some of those pencil lines there. Okay, so let me work on, what do I want to work on next? Let's go ahead and put the sentiment down. What did I do with that? Here it is. I'm using lots of dimensionals tonight because I love them, and that's what they're there for. They're there to be used. Don't hoard your dimensionals, use them. They're so inexpensive, my goodness. And they make, just like add the nicest little touch to your card. It's a great day for card making. It is. It really was. Gorgeous out. So inspiring by the birds chirping and by the green popping up. Okay, there's that. Ta-da! Now that is, if you were just doing a black and white card, you could totally mount this on, I don't know, some white card stock, even some black card stock, and call it a day. I really think that that's just beautiful, just the black and white. There's something very pretty and elegant about a black and white card. But we're not making a black and white card today. Now let me just check. Because like in these dark spots here, the black is kind of concentrated. I found that by the time I was ready to start coloring it in with my Stampin' blends, the ink was still a little wet. So I'm just going to take my heat tool here and heat it for just a few seconds and really make sure that my ink is dry because I don't want it smearing, especially since I'm using petal pink. It's such a light pastel kind of color. I don't want it smearing. And I think we're good. That one spot right there looks a little wet, but I shouldn't touch it. Okay. To color this in, I'm using light and dark petal pink and light and dark mossy meadow. So when I went to coloring, I really went back to the, let's see if I can, well, like this, the designer series paper, because I was like, how did they color it? I wasn't quite sure. Let me show you the other one. So I really went back to how they colored because I was like, I don't really know how to color this. So I went back and they really just went really dark for being petal pink, as dark as you can get, kind of on the close to the center of the flower, and really pale on the outside. And they kind of left like almost like a line there. And so I figured I didn't have to be too particular about getting a perfect shade. So I'm going to start with my fine tip end of my dark petal pink. And you're going to see I'm not going to be too careful. This is going to go really quickly. And I'm going to add color to the lower part of the flower. I'm literally just not overthinking this. It's artistic. Okay, now we're going to take the more paintbrush end of the petal pink, the light petal pink, and just color in the rest of the petals. Again, you don't have to be too particular about this. You really are just getting the color on the flower. I love petal pink. I think it's my favorite pink, and I absolutely love it paired with Mossy Meadow. I think it just looks so pretty. And because I wanted it extra dark on the bottom, I'm just coming back in with my dark petal pink and adding a little bit more color. Keep in mind with the Stampin' blends, you can build color. You can layer color. So doing one layer of the dark petal pink gives me one shade. If I go back over it again, it makes it a little bit darker. If I go back over it again, it gives me a little darker. So depending on the kind of look that you're going for, layer your colors, the same color over and over again, and it will, so it's like two markers, but my goodness, you're getting such an array of colors and shades. I'm going to start with the fine tip end of the dark Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to kind of go down the vines of the leaves here, kind of going where the stamp is already telling me there would be a shadow or a darkness. And because my leaves are kind of small, I'm not going to use the brush end. I'm going to stick with the fine tip. This is the light Mossy Meadow now. And I'm just going to color it in. I'm trying not to go too fast so I don't go outside the lines. But I don't want to be here forever for you guys. And there we go. Now, let me just show you the other card I made, because that one took a lot more coloring, although the same idea. Same idea, petal pink, Mossy Meadow, dark on the inside, like closest to the inside of the flower. With the green, I followed the grains. What's interesting, let me show you about the stamp set here, is that Stampin' Up, see how they have, I don't know if you can see, like these little parts like here and here. There's almost like a shadowing there. Well, Stampin' Up is already telling us that there's a shadow there. So take your dark marker and just add the shadow there. It really, this kind of an image when it comes to coloring, they've really helped us out and kind of already given us hints where the flower or the petals will be darker or lighter. So just kind of follow along the natural grains that are already in the stamp set. Okay, so I do need to cut these out. So I'm going to use this guy down here. He's perfectly paired. And I've got to get my die cutting tool. I'm really trying to watch what I'm saying with the new lingo. Let me just go grab it. Hold on. Okay. This is just my generic die cutting tool. And I got to run it through twice. Oh, thanks, Lori. Shading. Did I not say it right? Okay. It's gonna be a tight fit there. And run it through. I apologize, it's gonna move the camera because it's on the desk. There's one. And then we got this guy here, like so, and run him through. Okay. We're done with that. Oy. Okay, so there's one, there's two, here's our card. So, one of two things. Well, like one of three things, really. We could have just kept this black and white. I could have colored in all of these flowers. However, I had already colored and cut these out because I was going to use them in a different way. And then I had this and I thought, oh, well, I'll just kind of selectively cover some of them. So I'm going to take a few dimensionals. Oops. And don't put the dimensionals too close to the stem here because the stem is going to kind of sneak underneath and it's going to be a tight, not a tight fit, but if you were to put a dimensional under, like close to where it's going to go under, it wouldn't go under. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to eyeball it and set it down. There's one more. So keep in mind that all that designer series paper that I was using, so the Magnolia Lane, this guy here, and this one here, and the other ones I showed you are all going to be part of my product share. I'm going to be working on it this weekend and next weekend. I'll roll it out the first week of May. And it will get your hands on all of the new designer series paper, all the new ribbons and embellishments. And I kind of buy it all, divvy it up, and then send you a portion of it. So it's a great way to get your hand on all the new goodies without having to buy one of everything. So it's really at an affordable price for you, and I'm going to be offering some free shipping and some other goodies depending on what package you buy. So come back to my blog for sure beginning of May. You're definitely going to want this product share. I was blown away by all of the designer series paper. I mean, well, by the whole catalog, honestly, but I just think Stampin' Up! Went so above and beyond with this catalog and the products. So you are going to want it all for sure. Okay, having said that, what did I do? I lost, there it is, my adhesive, my snail. So I played around with this a little bit and I decided I want to leave like a little bit of a lip at the top of my card, just at the top there, so that a little pink was still kind of poking through. Shares are the best. They are the best. I must have this stamp set. Lori, it is amazing. Like, I literally opened it, sat down, I made one card. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to make another. It's like addictive. So then I made another. I was like, oh my gosh, now I have to do another one. And before I knew it, I made 4 cards. You love shares. Me too, Terry. I love getting them. I love making them for you. It is so fun to do shares. It really is. I mean, it's kind of like a labor of love, but it's just, I enjoy cutting it all up and putting it in all like pretty packages for you guys. I love it. Okay, so I'm leaving a little bit on the top. Oh, I just realized I put that adhesive a little bit low there. I think, okay, we're good. It's not going to stick. So that's that. Now, from here, I was like, well, what do I do about the sentiment? Because I still wanted to use the thanks. I figured I could just pop it on the inside. And then I thought, well, I have this kind of like lip that's here. Why don't I stamp it there? So I was like, okay, well, I could stamp black, and that would be nice. But there's something about white embossing on black background. It just pops, and there's so much kind of black touches already throughout the card. It's what I went with. When is it available? It is available June 4th. June 4th for all customers, unless you want to buy it early, and then you could get the starter kit. I just had a lady do it yesterday. Just saying. So, but then because you can't write on basic black, I also had to do like a whisper white layer in there. Okay, but I like the black, so we're gonna do the black. I just love embossing. I love white embossing. What am I looking for? See, I can't talk. I can't talk and get my stuff ready at the same time. Okay, we're going to emboss again. June 4th, such torture. I know. Linda, when I say the catalog is good, like normally I'm like, yeah, I want that and I want that and I'll get that. Okay, like normally it's like that. This was like, oh my goodness, I need this. I need this. Oh my goodness, I need that. I mean, my list was long, very long, very longer than it usually is, I have to say, when it comes to annual catalog. It is so good. And the paper is just gorgeous. I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for the designer series paper anyways, but I just think they went so above and beyond. And there's some really neat touches and whatnot. If you haven't checked out the video I did earlier, it is posted on my YouTube video about my unboxing. I didn't get everything, but I did get a nice portion of stuff for you to kind of get a taste of what's there. Join and you can get it on May 2nd. Exactly. And you're going to want the 20% off discount because you're going to want it all. The 20% off discount is going to come in handy with this one. It's a dangerous catalog in every good sense of the word. Okay, so the things. We're going to do the same thing we did earlier, Versamark ink. I already wiped it with the embossing buddy. And aim for center and aim for nearly the bottom of the card. Nearly the bottom. Okay, looking good, looking good. Sprinkle it generously with white embossing powder. Shake off the excess. Put the lid on your embossing powder because we don't want to accidentally have it go blowing everywhere. Been there, done that. And take your heat tool. Heat it up until it goes from a powder to a nice shiny white. Gorgeous. Okay, we're good. Give it a second to dry. Okay. Yeah. I just realized I didn't cut a whisper white for the inside. I will definitely do that for whoever earns tonight's card. If you've been watching and you would like a chance at winning the card, be sure to make some sort of comment of some sort. It can be an emoji for all I care. Oh, it's a little, hold on, let me change that. It's a little high. It could be an emoji of some sort, just so I can put your name on the list. Okay, so here's my tip. If you guys have ever adhered down something and you're like, oh, that's not straight, don't lift your cardstock because you'll curl it. Kind of like hold the cardstock parallel and pull out. And see, it comes off clean as a whistle. Again, I know that. Been there, done that. There we go. It was just ever so slightly too high. I guess I should have stamped it a little bit lower. Oh, thanks, Alice. Appreciate it. There we go. Ta-da! And then let me just tell you the dimensions for the Whisper White that's on the inside. It is 4 by 3 7/8. I'll put it inside for the person who gets this card, but just so you know, I've given you all the other dimensions except for that Whisper White. The basic black is just your standard 5 1/4 by 4. 4 by 5 1/4 is the basic black there. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Let me just show you my other cards too in case you happen to have missed them, because I was really on a roll and I just couldn't stop. I just kept making the cards. So this is the one here. That big Magnolia definitely steals the show. This ribbon is retiring, so get it while you can. You're going to want it. This guy here. These are the new Stitched Nestled Labels dies. Again, a must. Oh my goodness. I'm such a sucker for anything stitched though, honestly. And then this guy, the DSP, is the showstopper here. Very simple stamping, but that paper just needs to stand out by itself. Okay, you're going to want to get all this product. You're going to want to get the bundle and save the 10%. If you have any questions, again, let me know. If you don't have a demonstrator you order from, I will be more than happy to pop a catalog in the mail for you. And you're going to want to check out my blog the first week of May for my product share. You're definitely going to want to get on that. So if you have any questions, you can email me Stampin, Stampin, Jaimie, Jaimie @gmail. I'll be happy to help you in any way. Thank you guys ever so much for watching and sharing in the fun tonight. I had so much fun. Let's see here. Next week, I won't be on because I'll be vacationing in Florida. So I won't be here next week, but I will be here the following week after that, and I will catch you then. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye.